You keep telling yourself you'll move forward once you feel more confident, once you know more, once you're sure you're doing it right. So you wait, you read, you watch, you plan, but you rarely publish or offer anything. Confidence never quite arrives. The mistake is thinking confidence comes first. In reality, confidence grows from action, not preparation alone. Waiting delays the very thing you need. Over time, hesitation feels safer than risk, but it also freezes progress. The hustle stays an idea instead of becoming real. The gentle shift is to act while feeling unsure. Small steps count. Confidence follows movement, not the other way around. You keep pushing forward without looking back. You assume more effort will fix everything. Reflection feels optional. You repeat tasks that don't help and overlook ones that quietly work. Progress feels random. The mistake is skipping review. Without it, effort becomes guesswork. Energy gets wasted. Over time, frustration builds because results don't match effort, not from failure, but from lack of direction. Occasional review brings clarity. Knowing what works lets you do more of it. Simplicity follows awareness. You decide to start a podcast. Before you record a single episode, you dive into research. You compare microphones, audio interfaces, and expensive editing software. You watch tutorial after tutorial on mastering the perfect sound. Weeks pass, and you have a library of tools and knowledge, but no actual podcast. The mistake is believing that the right tool is the prerequisite for starting. It's a comfortable form of procrastination that feels like progress. You're preparing to work instead of working. The energy you should spend on defining your message or recording a rough draft gets spent on optimizing gear you don't yet need. The realization is that great work is rarely about the sophistication of the tools at the beginning. It's about the consistency of the practice. Start with what you have. Use your phone's recorder. Publish an imperfect episode. The feedback you get from real listeners will tell you exactly what to upgrade and why. Don't let the quest for the perfect setup become the quiet reason you never truly begin. You find something that works and stick to it. Same approach, same format, same routine. It feels safe and familiar. Over time, results slow. You assume the hustle is failing, not the strategy. Frustration grows. The mistake is confusing consistency with rigidity. Consistency is showing up. Rigidity is refusing to adjust. Over time, lack of adaptation stalls growth. Not because effort stopped, but because learning did. Small adjustments keep systems alive. You don't need to reinvent. You just need to respond. You're working on your side hustle in small pockets of time, evenings, weekends, short sessions between responsibilities. Then you see someone online posting big wins and fast growth. You start questioning yourself. You wonder why you're so slow. You push harder, or you feel discouraged and pull back. Either way, your confidence takes a hit. The mistake is comparing different timelines. You're building part-time with limits. They might be full-time, funded, or years ahead. The comparison quietly steals motivation. The grounded shift is to measure progress against your own situation, your time, your energy, your pace. You don't need to be fast. You need to be consistent in a way that fits your life. That's how side hustles survive. At first, you enjoy the creative side, writing ideas, designing pages, planning content, but when it's time to update listings, follow up, or organize files, you hesitate. You tell yourself you'll do that later. Days pass, small messes grow. Eventually, the hustle feels chaotic and stressful. The mistake is avoiding the boring work. These tasks don't feel exciting, but they keep everything running smoothly. Ignoring them adds friction you didn't plan for. Over time, this makes showing up feel harder than it should be. Not because the idea is bad, but because the foundation is shaky. Doing a little boring work regularly keeps the hustle light. Order creates freedom, even when the task itself isn't fun. You start something that seems promising, a blog, a channel, a small service. Progress is slow but steady. Then you see someone else succeed with something different, a new trend, a faster path. You switch. You tell yourself it's smart to adapt. But a few weeks later, the same thing happens again. Another idea. Another restart. Your browser is full of half-finished plans. The mistake is constant switching. Every restart resets momentum. You never stay long enough to see results, even when the idea itself was fine. The realization comes quietly. Most side hustles need boring repetition before they grow, not endless reinvention. Progress often looks like staying with one thing longer than feels exciting. That's not being stuck. That's building depth. Your days are full of side hustle tasks. You're always busy. You join every relevant online community, comment on posts, tweak your website's footer, research new keywords. You have a long to-do list, and you check many items off. Yet, after months, you feel like you're running in place. The revenue or audience growth hasn't materialized. The mistake is prioritizing activity over strategy. You're doing things that feel productive, that keep you comfortably in motion, but they're not the essential things that create forward momentum. It's the busy work of entrepreneurship, and it's a quiet trap because it feels so much like work. The damage is the slow burnout from effort that yields little result. The insight is to regularly ask one simple grounding question. Is this task directly linked to my one most important goal right now? If your core goal is to get clients, is commenting on social media directly leading to that, or is it avoiding the harder, more direct work of reaching out? Focus on the vital few actions, not the trivial many. You start a side hustle and promise yourself to be patient, but every morning you open the dashboard, views, sales, notifications. You refresh again in the evening, just to check. Most days, nothing has changed. That small disappointment adds up. You start wondering if your effort even matters. The work begins to feel heavier than it should. The quiet mistake is tying your mood to short-term numbers. Early results move slowly and unevenly. Constant checking turns normal silence into discouragement. Over time, this drains energy, not because the hustle is failing, but because your attention is stuck on outcomes you can't control yet. The calmer shift is to focus on actions instead of numbers. Set check-in days, then return to the work. Progress grows better when you give it space.